ended up having a track come off. This has happened twice. This time it actually came off completely, and as we can see, there's knobs on the inside of the track to catch one of the wheels that turns, and the other wheels fit down inside there. You can see where they've run across it more, just a little bit. And I'm going to end up taking the top off here, turn it upside down, and I'm going to take this off and clean it, in addition to replacing this track. Here we go. These wheels flex and shift. This tilts based off the shock. Gets a little bit of tension to it. This wheel is where the inside part here, catches, and it forces it to turn. So this is plastic. This little black piece here. This feels like hard plastic. So most of it is plastic, but you can see I've got dirt caked all up in here, and I need to get all that cleaned out. So first thing we're going to do is just work on taking that off. So I need to take this screw out, and it's just a plastic screw. Once we get that off, turn this around. Hopefully you can see we've got the shock here, and that needs to come off. One end of this needs to come off. So I'm going to take it off of this part, which should stay on the axle, and that will allow me to take it off completely. Hopefully, this will be the first time I've done this, so hopefully you guys can learn from my mistakes so you don't have to spend so much time working on taking one of these off. Kind of a long screw. That's off now. It should pop out, and it does. So, let's turn it back around so you can see. I'm just going to pull this off. In theory. There we go. That's it. This part is what catches the track. These wheels are just for aligning the track, keeping it aligned. As you can see on the inside, hopefully. And they're marked rear right. Got dust all over it. I'll probably need to I'll need to take that off of the take the shock off. So I probably should have left it attached to the TRX4 instead of the other way around. Should have considered that at a time. Like I said, learn from my mistakes so you don't have to make them. Skin link screw. Shock is out. Just gotta remember the long side is what touches the vehicle with our TRX4, and that short side is what goes into the tracks. Have all that there. Yep. So we've got bearings here. Bearings there. Screws in each wheel. And I don't see any way of setting the tension on the track. Everything that's here is stationary. Oh, anyway, Traxxas, in the document that came with it, Traxxas mentions cleaning it with WD-40. So what I'm going to do is get all 4 tracks off and get those kind of washed down with some WD-40. I'm going to get cleaned off with this. It's a silicone lubricant. I'll wipe it down, let it sit overnight, and in the morning I'll end up putting them back on, wiping them back down again, and then putting them back on. So we've got that. I'll clean the axle and hub here on all of them. It's like it got really dirty, which isn't surprising. I was in a very dusty area, so it's kind of expected for it to happen. A lot of sand and grit, dust. But yep, this is what the inside of the track looks like. Grass in there. That's it. This one's marked rear. That's marked rear. Rear right specifically on that one. This one's just marked rear. They're different sizes. The tracks are. The front. This is shorter than that. So put my thumb as far forward as I can get it. My finger as far back as I can get it. I got well over an inch left on that one. On this one, I've got not that much, so you can see a noticeable difference between the length of these on the rear versus the front. And we'll get that cleaned up. Get it all cleaned up, get it all worked out, and hopefully if I run into any problems I can let you guys know. That way, if you're considering getting these tracks, you'll kind of know what you're in store for. When the shock doesn't compress a lot, it does compress. Let's see. On that one, if it tilts backwards, it compresses. On these, if they tilt backwards, as these tilt backwards, they compress. So I'll get all these taken off, cleaned up like I said, and get right back to you. For me it'll be a few hours, and an hour or two, and for you guys it'll be like half a second. Anyway, see you in a moment. So I've cleaned up all the tracks, all four, on the TRX4. I don't know if you can see that in the video. That's a little bit of what came off of each of the four tracks, and I ended up using this WD-40. It's water-resistant silicone lubricant. Didn't have any problems so far with that. Use that to get everything, each of the wheels cleaned. So I just sprayed it on each of those, and also this top wheel, and the rest of it I wiped out with a cloth. Everything seems to be okay. Wheels are spinning as they were before I did it, and shouldn't have any problems. The shocks after it was cleaned. Each nut that holds the tracks on, and this is the tracks after it was clean. I didn't clean the outside. As you can see, that's this is still really dirty, but that didn't bother me so much. I just want to make sure the inside was clean where these wheels roll, and so far it's worked out well. I guess the full test will be when I take it out and run it again. Make sure everything's running smoothly, wheels are turning. I didn't clean any of this. I'll clean it next time. It'll have enough caked up on it by then. It'll be worth making sure I get all that off. But all of them, all the shocks, working just fine. Wipe off the hubs here, and I think we're good to go with putting these back on one of these. So this one is front left. Front left one back on. Probably should put this on first. Would be the smart thing to do. Not exactly the easiest things in the world to get on. There may be a trick to it that I'm just simply not aware of. There we go. For the top. There. And it's in line. Okay. I don't know if you can see, but you see how the teeth, hopefully, You can see how they're sticking down. When you put this on this, those teeth fit in the grooves, in those grooves. So if you have the teeth set too far in on one side, it's not really going to work, and you have to kind of work it to where you don't have any of the teeth kind of sticking out too far on one side. So here we go. Well, also, they screwed in. I'm going to tighten it extremely tight, just enough to where it grabs that, and there's definitely no play on it. And I just noticed I had that on the wrong side. Let's turn this. There we go. Now I'm just trying to get this lined up right. Not sure if I'll be able to do it to where I can easily show you. Do it the other way. That may have been the best order to do it the other way. We'll find out. Okay. So it was easier to do it by putting it on the body first. And then aligning it up on the mount on the track for second. So just so you know. I really don't want to screw it down too tight, but so I don't want it to be loose. There we go. That's it. Safe for that. Careful with that because it is plastic. Don't wrench down too hard on it. There we go. And once I get all these back on, I'll end up firing it up, making sure everything's good to go. And I'll get back to you. Apparently I got that backwards. I'm gonna do this one more time. Good thing you watch this to avoid my mistakes when you go to do this. And that attaches to the track is a little bit difficult to put back on, simply because of the piece in there that pivots, and you just need to get it lined up right. I'm going to have to take that shock off at some point because I think it might be leaking. And maybe it's just from the fluid I used, the WD-40, the WD-40 silicone lubricant. But there we go. Now I'll show you with it done the right way. The cap goes onto the part that connects to the track, the tracks. This part, without the cap, it goes on to the part that mounts to the body. Well, the part that mounts to the axle. So that's the correct way to put it on. Put it on backwards. I'm not sure if it really would have hurt anything. Nevertheless, I should have it on correctly now. And there we go. Alright, I'll get the rest of these done and get back to you guys. I got them all back on. They're all back on now. And should be good to go. Tighten everything down. All I've got to do is connect a battery to it and make sure everything turns fine. I don't expect any issues at all. In future video, got a few things I ordered off of Amazon to go onto this. One's a cargo net to go on the top rack. I also have 2 antennas, and we'll see how, a little flexible, we'll see how those work out. I get these mounted up, and also Traxx. These are the deep wood CR models of the 1.9 inch tires. These were rated as having a very soft rubber, and I gotta admit it does. It is very soft. It's got the plastic, not bright silver. It's more like a gray color. It would mount like that. So it looks like it's going to have clearance for the body. I'm not sure what I'm going to have to get this to mount onto this, given what hardware comes with this. Hopefully it's everything that I need. But if not, it's about getting it ordered. Interested to see how these work out. Those treads are about 1/8 of an inch high. So on 4 millimeters, 4.4, 0.17 inches. It's not bad. Width on the tire. Change that to inches. It's about 1.8 wide. Oh, correction. About 1.7 wide. That's 1.7 inches. 43.2 millimeter. Inside of the rim, about 44.3. About 1.7. About 1.74, 1.75 inches inside. Let's see what the rim is on the outside. About 2.13 inches. 54.3 millimeters. About 4.8 millimeters diameter of that hole. 0.19 inches. And let's check the nut. About 1/2 inch. About 13.5 millimeters roughly. I wasn't very careful with that measurement. It's not 100% precise, but it's close enough to give you a ballpark. They look good, in my opinion. Again, show you what they would look like on. It's about even with it, with the hub. So that's not too bad. Like you might could go with a taller wheel, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'll have to worry about it hitting that or not. But I'll be putting those on along with the net. So if I can get the net, if the net fits, top rack and as long as I have a drill bit big enough for that. It shouldn't be an issue in getting the getting this on there. And that's it. I couldn't get out this weekend to do anything due to other reasons, but this coming weekend I certainly will get out and get this tested out, given that I just cleaned everything. Also, coming up, I'm replacing this bent drive shaft off of the XMaxx. On the first outing I bent that, and I just hadn't had it changed out yet. I ordered the wrong part. I ordered the 7750 part replacement, and it's not for the XMaxx 8S. So if you do order one of these as a replacement for your 8S XMaxx, make sure you get the 7750X. There's a difference between the two. This hole, which this part fits in, it's this. See how easy it fit in there? It does not fit in the 7750 replacement part. It fits in the 7750X replacement part. So just a note, if you're getting that replaced on your XMaxx, make sure you get the right one. Fortunately I did not, so I'm waiting on the right one to come in today or tomorrow or the next day, and then I'll get that replaced and get my XMaxx back out. So far that's just been the delay for me has been getting that replaced. I also had another issue with some bearings, and I'll go over that in another video and talk about that whenever I do the replacement for this on the XMaxx. So that's pretty much it. Looks like everything went okay with this. Rating as far as a pain or not a pain to actually get those cleaned and everything, yeah, it took a little time because of all the wheels, all the little nooks and crannies inside in here, trying to get all that cleaned up. That was actually a pain. But I got to try it back on all the tracks and should be good to go. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing. If you liked the video, please give it a like. Also comment below. Constructive comments are always welcome. They're helpful. They help me make the channel a little bit better and do things that you guys would prefer to see, and make changes about things that you don't like. I can make changes to that and make it better. So constructive comments are always welcome. I'll read those and I appreciate every one of them, and thank you for those. Also, as I mentioned, the next video I should have is on replacing some things on the XMaxx, so keep an eye out for that video coming out. This one will come out this coming week, and next weekend I'll have this out along with hopefully the XMaxx to play around and get some good shots and video of that. Alright, thanks again. Have a good day.